Look at a 1918 Buick. All original. Original wooden wheels. They're good. Original tires, not so good. They got top. The seats are good. I'm gonna leave them the way they are. That seat back there, not so great. The seat's good. The back is not good. We got some work to do on the body. A lot of work to do on the dashboard. Engine hasn't started in probably 70 years. It's a 1918 model E49. And there you have your straight six. I haven't hooked up a battery to it yet. I'm going to crank it over, usually first with the hand crank. There's a hand crank in the front. It actually does hand crank. It's still an option. Starter motors were around. Now look at these wheels. Solid as a rock. I'm not going to do a thing to them. They're just fine the way they are. We're changing the tires. That's the first thing the first thing I'm going to do is drop the oil pan and get the sludge out of it, so I can crank the thing over without feeling like I'm just clogging up my oil filter, I mean my oil pump. Then once I get good oil in it, I'll start trying to get the engine running. Another first thing I'm going to do, see that top, that canvas top? I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to take it down. And we'll do that right now. I just want to point out one thing. It's got a glass back window. That's not isinglass, that's actually glass. I changed the oil, drained it out, took the pan off, dropped the pan to clear the sludge out. I thought I'd spare you the gores of that. How do you get the tires off this thing? Well, it's not like a modern tire where you take all the lugs out of the middle and take the whole wheel off. The wooden wheel stays on. The only time you take the wooden wheel off is if you want to grease the hub. And here in the front, there's no brakes. The brakes are in the back. It's drum brakes, rear only, mechanical, not hydraulic. Now these old lug wrenches have different sizes than you have nowadays. They're smaller. This littlest one is only 5/8. This one here is 3/4. The biggest one is 7/8. But the one we want is this one, 13/16. You break the lug just like normal. You break them. These aren't even tight. Now the outside of this the wooden fellow here, there's an iron tire on the outside of it. And now outside of the iron tire, there's a metal rim that holds the tire on. You'll see that when I get to that point in here. What you have here, the nut attaches to a wedge. The wedge slides in between the iron tire, what they call a tire, they used to call it tire. The iron rim that goes around the metal part and the metal of the detachable. When you change the tire, you take off this and this. These tires these are Cooper tires. They're 80 years old. You wouldn't call them steel belted radials, would you? So I was going to break all of these and then jack it up and do it the rest of the way, but none of these are even tight. I guess over the years the wood shrank. So that's a wedge that fits in to tighten between those two. Jack it up, this and this comes off. Everything else stays. So you don't have to even really worry about, you could, try to find a lug wrench this old. This thing must be as old as the car. I'll do it a separate video on the tires. We're just going to change the tires, and I'll get back to you when I get something important done, like getting it started. Or putting in some bucket seats. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rat rod this thing. I'm not going to do anything to this car, actually. We're going to keep this car all original, just get everything working. I did make a starter crank. It didn't come with a starter crank. I took this is an old Farmall tractor starter crank. I had to bore out the hole. You know, this has to be 13/16. It's just like this, surprisingly. It's an odd size. And then I had to cut out the slots a little bit bigger to fit the Buick. Is this in the field of vision? I don't know. So I got it on here, and only to find out that, oh, surprising, the engine is stuck. So I'm going to unstick the engine, mess around with it, and get it started. Just like I did with my other Buick. There it is. 100-year-old or 80-year-old tire on the rim. Here's how it looks when it's off the rim. Believe it or not, this is the inner tube. Here, you want to see the inner tube? Here, here's pieces of inner tube. Oh boy. And here's the rim. The way you get it off, it's a split rim. This ain't no Model T. There's no clinching around this, no clincher. You put a turnbuckle on there, this pulls right in, comes off real easy. Problem I'm going to have is, I can't put a tire on this thing. Look at the rust. Oh, that's pieces of inner tube actually. I gotta polish the whole inside of this rim before I can put a tire back on there. I made this myself. I rigged it up. Some iron rod, bent it the right way so it fits in the hole here, and there's a hole here. You pull it in. You gotta hit that with a hammer to get it to move over, so it unlocks it, and there you have it. Split rim tires. These are size 34 by 4.5. I was going to try and balloon them up to 5 or 6. I can't find balloon tires. They came out in the 20s. Let me get you. You notice on this that the grain of the fellow goes in a curve. Don't ever buy a wooden wheel where the grain is not curved. What they did was they made this board when it was flat, they steamed it up and they curved it around to fit. Modern wheelwrights, a lot of times, they try to cut corners by taking a piece of wood and just cutting it this shape. Don't ever buy a wheel like that. That wheel is made wrong. It's made for car shows. Gonna last about 5 or 10 years and then crack. You get a nice big crack right across there. This wheel is 100 years old. Crack? Do you see any cracks on this thing? This thing is as solid as a rock. It'll be good another 100 years from now, because they made these fellows the right way. You got to steam them and curve them. All right. It's going to get new sneakers in the front, and then it's going to get a couple in the back too. Just to complete the video, there's your inner tube, and there's a new tire. Lester Tire Company. It's a bicycle tire. It's just a glorified bicycle tire. White wall. White wall's all dirty. The other 3 tires don't have white walls either, so I'm just going to flip it inside out. Have the white wall going the wrong way.